Well, you guys, it's done. It's done. It's more beautiful than I could have hoped for. I liked the pink, but I love the red. It just screams barnyard and horse barn or chicken barn. It just is, it's the color I didn't know that I absolutely needed. It just makes me so happy to see the red completely done. Jack did all the work. I will give you a little tour tomorrow morning. Jack had to run to the hardware store real quick to, we thought we were going to transfer all the hardware from this one over to here, but because we did some extra securing and extra layers of 2x4, he can't use the same stuff. So he is running to go get some other kind of locks for this new door. But look at them. They're in there. They're in there. Actually, we put them in on the inside, and we had to pull the chicken door because it wasn't going up and down with any reliability. And it's kind of cheap stuff anyhow. And I would hate for a cheap product to kill my chickens. Say in the summer it gets hot and that thing doesn't open. I would really hate it if they died. And they're so secure behind this hardware cloth. They don't need it. So probably tomorrow or something I'll come in and I'll just paint this. They got their little walkway and they've got their water and their food. I'm not going to open the door because I'll do all that tomorrow. Jack's got his tools right there while he runs to the store. But I absolutely love it. Hey, maybe I could give you a little tour on the inside before he gets here, because this part is done and I don't think anybody's up here for the night. They did come in here. It's a little dark, I'm sorry. But this is where they're gonna nest over here. This is just to catch their poops. You see they pooped. We went to one of the woods around our house and just found some wood to make roosting bars out of. There's 3 of them in there, plus the air vent up here, the door going down. And like I said, Jack put these special locks in to make it predator proof. And then let me show you over here. Like, I don't think tomorrow morning, but maybe by tomorrow night, if they figure it out, we'll come in here and there should be chicken eggs. These are just little, I think they're 12 by 12 mats. They got paper on the bottom and little stuff on top, you know. So at this point, I think I like this. You can just pull them out if they get poopy. And oh, I should show you, underneath here is a linoleum, sort of a wood look, but it's actually linoleum. So we can always clean it if we have to. You could throw a hose in here. I hope I don't have to throw a hose in here, but it is absolutely beautiful. I'm so excited that it's done. I need to get a smaller paintbrush. I didn't have a small enough paintbrush to get some of these little finer details yesterday. I must have painted, it's got 2 layers of paint on it, but I must have gone around it 4 times. And I still forgot some. I missed spots. Like right here, it's still got pink. Oh my goodness. Buddy is beside himself that they're over here. But oh, let me also tell you, speaking of predators, which a dog would be a predator, but any other predators. So we laid the first 4 feet. We had 4-foot rolls right here. And then we attached the second 4 feet from here down and then rolled it out. I think that's about 18 inches or so. And I have to still come in tomorrow and finish the corners after he's done. But that should make it more predator proof, buddy. And I've got to do this little corner here. There's a couple little corners and things, but it's completely sealed in. Nothing should be able to get in there. We had to put these on the outside instead of the hardware cloth and the washers and screws. because it was very difficult for Jack to gain access from the inside. So we have it on the outside. I actually don't mind it. He suggested perhaps putting white paint on it. Not only would it fade away, but perhaps it'll prolong the life of these washers and screws. And then we did one right down here on this side too. And then there's nothing. This is just a blank wall right here. And then the back side of the coop. Oh, I'm gonna have to put Betty in. Now Jack does want to, well, I'm thinking about it. He's got some 2x4s. I already painted them, but he wants to be able to like do a little finishing touch right here. That's why I'm not worried about this paint. So he'll put the 2x4 in here and down here and give it the, and here and here and give it that finished look. I think that's what he said he's going for. But we wanted just tonight to get them in here finally. And it does this mama's heart very good to see them in there, to know they're secure. They really were not secure hardly anymore over there. And eventually, I think what Jack will do is he will add somewhere like out here and make a tube, or maybe on the back side to hide it or something, but he'll put a tube where I can drop the grain right into the bucket without having to go into the pen, and then put the water right into the water bucket without having to go in. I don't know how he'll do that. You guys are who are more engineer type thinking, you may know, but you know, he'll put like a hole and then secure it, and then PVC tube and then a cap on it. So I just shoot what I need to, water, grain, down the PVC, and then they'll have their food without me having to be on the inside and bothering them. It feels strange walking away from the old coop and not checking on the chickens. I'll have to break that habit. So it's only 6:30 out here right now. We're gonna see how they did. Pretty chilly last night. I think it made it to like 45, 46. Okay, they're still up in there. How'd they do? Oh, they're up in the bars. So good. Good girls. You can come down now. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. Oh, that's good. Good, good. Let's leave them alone. I hope you can see my little bee house right there. I decided to paint it red to match the coop. So this is the egg door. I showed you the other day, yesterday, and I'm just gonna put an egg or two in here to kind of get them going, like, oh, you know, some people have fake eggs. I just have the real ones. Hey girls, it's almost time to get up. Huh? Are you scared? You don't know what to do? I love that their new coop is going to have a lot of wind protection from this fence, and then it angles over here to, and then to there, and so this will all be protected from, you know, winds coming across the coop. And then if I pan the other way real slowly, you'll see there's a peach tree over here. Let's put that down in my hands. There's a peach tree right here, an avocado, a black sapote, nectarine, sweet almond, and back there is a plum and a mulberry. So they're going to have this beautiful view, first of all, and then a little bit of a wind and sun protection there. Their roof is metal. It's the same metal that was used when we put on a new roof on our house over there, way over there. And so we had extra metal that we just have been saving. We ran out of it here, and we were opting, perhaps, we have some older metal, but it doesn't match. It's got color on it. I think that came from the old boat barn top or something like that. And then I told Jack, you know what, let's just give them a sunroof. So they'll be able to get a little bit of light up there, and rain can come through, but for the most part, their roof, which already needs cleaning off, will give them protection from all of our summer rains, because we are subtropical and it rains quite a bit here. We have the option to close up this door, and you know, sometimes you want wind to go through in a high winds hurricane situation, but sometimes it's too cold or too whatever, so we wanted the option to shut the door. Buddy is so beside himself. He's like, get out of there, girls. They'll figure it out. We'll go inside, have breakfast and a cup of coffee, and see if they'll be out here by then. They haven't come down at all. Oh no, that's not right. You guys, you're gonna have to get used to this coming down. Come on. Come on, it's morning. Come on. Nobody, I should put him back up. Come on, babies. Come down. Don't turn your butts at me. It's long past your wake up. Come on. Come on. Ooh. This might be harder than I thought. Ooh, one. If you get one down, usually the rest start going. They're like, what? I got a good talon into the hand. So Jack ended up with one of these latches, as you saw earlier. He, like I said, he couldn't do the one where you have the handle and then I pull the rope to release it. That way you never are stuck inside your own coop. But he couldn't do it with the way there's a 4x4 here and the 2x4, and he said it just didn't work. So what you do is you pull this back and you put your little clasp here on the outside one so it can't now go forward. So it's the same difference. Here we go. Are we starting to see the chickens coming out? I kind of like that the walk is a little off of the wall, because Buddy does like to torture his chickens. Ooh, sometimes. They were, last night, it was dark, I didn't bring a camera, but they were 4 or 5 of them huddled up right there. I think it was 4. Were huddled up in the corner in the dirt. Okay, got a couple more. She's thinking about it. This right here. That's Sadie. Here comes one. Miss Frizzle. Joining the party. Okay, so let me give you just a couple stats on the coop in case you're wondering. It really was planned out to be my height. I was, you know, I was 5'1" when we started the project. I'm only 5 foot now. But anyhow, that's what my osteoporosis, you know, they check your bone density. That's what she told me. You're only 5 foot now. So, well, I'm on par for the course with, you know, all my heritage and my genetics. So that's okay with me. So it is 5 feet deep, 6 feet across. That is the same blueprint as the other chicken coop that is about to be torn down now, piece by piece. It's going to go slow, so don't expect like an overnight thing. But so it is about 6 feet, 5.5 to 6 feet in the back, and probably about 7 feet or ish on the front. And it does have a little pitch to it, as you can see. So we had originally planned on doing a pull-up door instead of the barn door opening for cleaning, and that was changed when we were having trouble sourcing struts. And in the end, it was easier to install, and maybe even easier for me to work with all the time, instead of doing this big I don't know, like 3 foot wide door. It was easier just to split them, rake out the shavings, put in new shavings that way, instead of dealing with something over my head the whole time. And the base of it breaks exactly where my hips are, so I can roll over it and do whatever I got to do inside. Same with the height in the chicken nesting area right here. Chicken nesting egg area. You know how you always have that fight for everybody wants the same one box? We totally eliminated the boxes. And so if there's one hen here, another hen can be next to her and still have plenty of, you know, wing room or whatever like that. And if somebody wants privacy, they can go onto the side if they don't like each other, whatever. So we completely eliminated the sides. Maybe that's not gonna work. Maybe in the end, you know, you've had experience with that and you tell me that was a bad, or my chickens tell me it's a bad idea. But for right now, we really wanted this open concept. That was another thing I asked Jack that we please change on the new coop versus the old coop. So I told you that it's 6 feet across. It's not perfectly square, but roughly it's 6 feet across. And then we have another 12 feet, I believe, of run. So altogether on the bottom, on the ground, there should be 18 feet there. And it should be 5 feet across, which is kind of narrow. And at one point we discussed putting a bend in the run and continuing down this way. But then once we nixed all that, I went ahead and put in the black sapote and the katuk here. I think maybe it would have looked cool, but I think maybe less was better in this case. Now door placement, we discussed. Jack was saying, you know, put a door here, and I'm like, no, I don't really want, you know, egg door, barn door, then door. I said I'd like to try to conceal it the best possible way. So when you're coming and you're walking across the yard and coming to collect eggs, you don't necessarily need to see the door or use a door. Eventually, like I said earlier, the food and the water will all be fed from the outside, you know, some sort of outside PVC source. And, you know, hopefully I only have to go in once in a very blue moon. But we did want to have a standard size door. I'm tired of, you know, I'm not getting any younger. And I was really tired of, in the old coop, it was designed for children, young children at that. And I was having a hunch to get in it. Then you literally have to, like this, on your, with your knees crouched, go about 2-3 feet to get to the next section where you could stand up. And I was like, oh, I'm getting too old. That was like in the in my 40s and early 50s, and I was like, I'm getting way too old for that. So we built everything where, you know, at least a 6-foot man could stand up in here, or woman. And of course it's so much better now. The walking plank, we made it wider because chickens always try to go up at the same time. They're always in a big hurry to get through. So Jack actually thought of this. He has wider down here, but he made it more narrow up here because there's always a backup on them wanting to actually go through the whole opening. Now, just excuse the pink because that was when we had the chicken door that we just removed late last night. So I got to get in there, you know, today, tomorrow, and paint that red and just make it uniform. It does have air venting all in it, and this can be clasped and locked up here at the top. I'll not do that right now, but for the most part I would think it's going to stay open, and plus it's secure here, but we did add extra security here. Otherwise, you know, here's another thing, not just security, but your chickens will roost right here, and I absolutely didn't want them to roost here and be pooping all over my pretty board. And here's where I gotta paint just so you could see it up close. We didn't plan on putting venting in like that, but as Jack was going with, we also have holes up here on the front side, and we have holes on this side, and I think he would have continued around the back, except for right about in here, you know, while he was putting in the holes, not the screws, he went ahead and jammed his hand up here a couple times, and he thought he broke his thumb. It ended up okay. Then he also thought he sprained his left wrist, and you know, he called it a night. It was what it was. And then he's like, okay, I can't continue doing that down the side of my body physically. You know, he had to take 2 days off just to heal those his limbs. But anyhow, when we came back, we decided to go with that square door. Now for hardware up here, he was just going to do the chicken staples, but or we also have electric stapler, and which those are really thin and they rust through. So he wanted something that was going to stand the test of time. So in this little staples, especially when he was down here and securing the bottom part, you know, it was like these above. He's laying down here and he was securing it above his head. It was an eye risk, and he did wear safety glasses, but he said, okay, I'm just going to the store for, like, you know, the millionth time. And he bought screws and big washers that would fit around the hardware cloth and secure it down. And they're kind of attractive, I think. I mean, for what it's doing, for the job it's doing, it also serves as function and beauty. And eventually I may paint this just to protect all the hardware, but I actually don't mind it. I think it looks good, you know. I mean, for what it is, it has to be functional, and it was near impossible to get to because these beams go all the way through to the back of the coop, and so to get your hands in there was a little bit tight. So we have these extra security clasps on the inside to hold the door in place, the barn door in place. And I think I'll paint those too. And we use the really fine shavings in here. For now, we have a bit of a wood floor, and it looks like they're already pooping right there on the, I didn't really think about that, but it doesn't matter. It is a chicken coop. I just don't, we're trying to encourage, and you know what? We have an extra roost here. It was always the plan to get real wood, and not something slick, not something coated, not something square, you know. So we just tried to work within whatever we thought nature, they would do in nature, which they do sometimes roost in trees. They do hold 4 or 5. I mean, it's super sturdy. Let's talk about protection. So as I mentioned, the 4 feet of cloth went from here, swooped outward to here. We did not trench. That was something we originally thought we would do, was trench down, but with all the root system that is underneath here from mostly this oak, but also these pines, I couldn't bear the thought of trenching down like a foot all the way around. So we happened to see this was very common across a lot of YouTubers and homesteaders, and so this, now I need to continue it on the corners, but we ran, you know, all of it originally just out to here, where the plan is to have grass just grow up through it and just kind of have it natural looking. And the chickens, I don't, you know, they'll probably, I'll weed whack on the outside, but anything that grows to the inside, the chickens will get. In seasons where there's I don't know, say no vegetables to be gotten or something in the height of summer, I'll let them come out here and pick bugs. I do have some plastic type of fencing, and you know, I can always just give them an extra, you know, 100 square feet or 200 square feet of just scratching and collecting of bugs underneath these trees. And I love it. I love the red. I love the hardware cloth. Another thing we're trying to improve on. I love the metal roof. I love everything about this. It's exactly what I envisioned in my brain, and Jack was awesome to deliver it for me. So now that we have this project checked off, and all we need is wire and shade cloth for this project, of course we still got to do gardening things, you know, just normal. But then I've got to put up the post for the blackberries, and then we're gonna take down the old coop. I'm sure I'll bring a camera around for some of it, most of it, who knows. But hopefully you'll just see it starting to disappear in all the future videos. So be sure to subscribe, okay? And give it a thumbs up. Don't you just love it too? I'm just so happy. And you guys take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.